Hi guys, now my phone. I'm telling you, there's a fly in this room that's driving me. I was going to say driving me slowly crazy, but it's really quite rapid. So if I start swatting frantically, be patient with me. Item number 21 on our list is something that I think many people haven't thought of. It's, well, let me tell you what it is: vehicle oil, gearbox oil, diff oil, engine oil. Preferably generic ones that are a little bit more versatile, can be used for different vehicles, um, are going to be in huge demand. Huge demand. There's not much more that's really worth saying, so I'll move on a little bit and kind of extend the thinking a bit. The same can be said ultimately. Ultimately, we might be able to go for a few thousand kilometers without worrying about these things, but sooner or later, there's going to be tremendous pressure or tremendous demand for things like fuel filters, air filters, and oil filters. Now, where do you end this list? At um, spare engines, spare gearboxes? I don't know. I don't know where to draw the line, but I can tell you that there are some things like vehicle oil and gearbox oil, I beg your pardon, vehicle oils, gearbox oil, engine oil, diff oil, um, which can be hoarded. They can be expensive. It's not easy, but perhaps it's worth you thinking about. I'll give you another example of something similar. Um, Louis Hutton was showing me something on his farm, and there was a pile of tires. And I passed some comment, and he said to me, "I keep every single tire that I replace, even if it's worn through the steel belt." He said that tire might have 10 kilometers left in it, or 100, or 1,000 if I go easy on it. And he's got hundreds of tires. That really stimulated my thinking very, very, very much. It even stimulated me after a while to start keeping my fuel filter, air filter, pollen filter, and oil filter every time I service my vehicles. Item number 22 is tea or coffee, regardless of which you prefer. Regardless of which you prefer. In the time that lies ahead, we're not going to be able to buy Coke, and bubblegum milkshakes are going to be unheard of. So you're going to be reduced to drinking the little bit of, I mean, I might as well say it because it's true, the little bit of Mampuru that is available, or water, or tea or coffee. There's not going to be any of your favorite Cabernet Sauvignon. There's not going to be any grape Tizer. There's not going to be any Ceres or liquid fruit. There's probably not even going to be enough electricity for you to run your juicer if you can get hold of fruit for a reasonable price, which you won't be able to. It's going to be almost a precious commodity. It's going to be, there will be some people with pot stills, yes. There will be a little bit of hard liquor floating around, yes. And water, and tea, and coffee. That's it. And not much tea and coffee a day. So, there's a thing known, and we're going to mention this in the next video as well, known as diet fatigue, which is very well known among prisoners, soldiers, sailors in the olden days. There was another example that I wanted to give you that I can't think of. Oh, people who serious preppers, the guys who test their preps all the time and they go on 10-day survival hikes and this, that, and the next thing is very, very. Oh, people in remote locations, somebody who lives on an island and only gets food, every so often, hermit-like people. It is this concept is very well known. It's known as diet fatigue. You get sick and tired of eating and drinking. You get sick and tired. You're hungry, but you don't want to eat and drink. It's a very, very well-known thing. And people are going to be dealing with that in our circumstances because we're going to have a very limited variety of foods and drinks available. And therefore, people who have tea and coffee are really going to witness an inflation in value that we can't even conceive of. Our grandparents would have known it very well, but we don't know it yet. You know, I'm just thinking about that tea and coffee video that we just did, item number 22 on our list, tea or coffee. And I'm just thinking how out of touch we are with what we're going to go through. We think we know, but we don't. Yeah. And very similarly, item number 23, herbs and spices, again for diet fatigue. It's not so that you can do cordon bleu cuisine. It's so that you can make food whose boring and limited flavors do not become sickening to you. Here's the fly. And I know, for example, Chris in Potchefstroom, Klerksdorp, and his wife have a fantastic preparation of herbs and spices. And people like that are going to be in very privileged positions. Firstly, for their own sakes. But we're talking here about hoarding. And when you hoard enough of something, even if it's just one thing, even if you're on such a limited budget that all you can ever do is hoard salt, that one thing is going to be in continual demand. And you're going to be able to benefit from it. You're going to be able to get essential things that you don't have. And Chris has got himself well sorted out with that stuff. He's going to be able to trade and barter, or his wife, with families or people in the camps around them, or in the locations where they find themselves around them, for a long, long time. People will be desperate once diet fatigue sets in. People will be desperate for the smallest pinch of herbs, and we will rediscover why it is that pepper, hulle sê mos in Afrikaans peperduur, why pepper was once worth more than gold. Because when you've got a, excuse my language, crappy European diet, and that's all you ever eat, year in and year out, and some guy discovers pepper in the East Indies, it makes a massive difference to the quality of your life and the enjoyment of your food, the appreciation of your nutrition. Please think about it. Cheers.